Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2, and today I'm going to be giving you part 38 of Uchiha Naruto, the Sage. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and also go ahead and check out my main channel because tonight I'm going to be posting what if Kurama gave Naruto a dojutsu, and also what if Naruto went back in time. So remember to go over there and check it out and enjoy. And if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and click that red subscribe button and join the Anime King family and be a part of the channel. And also turn on that bell notification to stay posted. And thank you all for your help and your support. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Start the intro. You can change. You satisfy the rage in me. Take away my pain. You satisfy the rage in me. So to do a recap, in the last part, they finished up with the council meeting as Sasuke got approval from Tsunade to create back the police department for Konoha, and also Naruto, Kakashi and Sasuke are going to be reinstated on one team, the three sharingan users of Konoha, as they want to build a team that will even rival and surpass the legendary Saiyans. So we basically just council meeting in the last part, but you guys can go ahead and check it out for the minor details and enjoy. So let's start this new episode. Switch across to the playlist and enjoy if you haven't yet, and start from part 1. Trust me, it's very interesting. We start this episode with Naruto as he looked at the streets of Konoha calmly, as he thought he will remake this village and lead it to greatness. But first, he had to get rid of a few germs that is infesting the place. The Uchiha again will rise to power. Perhaps even Karin will attempt to restore the Uzumaki clan, as he would like it if she did. However, she wasn't serious about restoring her clan. Naruto broke out of his thought as he sensed a familiar chakra signature coming towards him. Kakashi, he thought. He really should have told the man that he wasn't in need of friends or anything right now. The view is quite lovely from here, said Kakashi as he started up things slowly. What do you want, Kakashi? Naruto asked, getting straight to the point. Kakashi sighed. He had expected Naruto to say something like that. When we were in Team 7, I tried to befriend you. Each time I tried, you shot me down, Kakashi said as he remembered his failed attempt to get close to the blonde. I wonder, what did I do? Kakashi said as he looked at Naruto. I do not like when people is close to me, Naruto stated. Kakashi sighed. You know, when I was coming here, I was wondering, why exactly did I want to make it up to you? You did not acknowledge my sensei as your father. It doesn't seem like you even like friends. Basically, you don't seem to care about anything that has to do with emotions. The only reason I wanted to be your friend, it was because you were Sensei's son, regardless on how you wanted to view it. What is your point, Kakashi? Naruto asks. I want to apologize for not being there for you in your childhood. You went through so much. I am sorry for not being there to protect you. Even though when your mother was still carrying you, I protected the both of you. However, once you were born, I failed to do that. Listen, Naruto said calmly, I will not repeat this again. I would not even care to have this conversation with you. I dislike talking about things from the past. Nevertheless, since you try, I will say this only once. What do you think I think when I see Minato's face? Kakashi thought for a moment. I think nothing. I merely looked away. It is not worth my time to think about a dead man, Naruto stated. All Kakashi could do was nod. What do you think comes to mind when I see the villagers smiling at me? Naruto said. Kakashi shook his head. He really did not know. No one knew how Naruto felt about the villagers for what they did to him. He already hated his father for making him a Jinchuriki. What was going to stop him from hating the very people who made his life pure hell? When I see them, I just see annoying fools, Naruto stated. Kakashi looked at him carefully. So you have not forgiven them for what they did? Forgive? I do not know how to use such a word. They are mere insects to me. Insects that I can crush anytime I want. Therefore, I do not bother with them in wasting my time. What do you think comes to my mind when I see Jiraiya? Said Naruto. Kakashi shook his head again as he didn't know. Nothing. I do not care one bit for the man, said Naruto in a cold voice. Kakashi did not find that hard to believe, as he knew that Naruto didn't care for Jiraiya one bit. As Naruto then spoke again, many people can die in front of me, and I wouldn't care. I wouldn't even look for vengeance in the person that killed them. But you are not one of them, he said to Kakashi. Kakashi sighed in relief with an eye smile. You know, I thought, as Naruto cut him off. I believe saying that you're not one of them has banished all those thoughts in your head and cleared your mind, said Naruto. Kakashi only eye smiled. You know, Naruto, you should lighten up sometimes. As he stand up. Thanks for the talk. I will see you around. He was about to leave when Naruto speak again. I will appreciate if you did not just drop by without anything important to talk to me about. Kakashi sighed, and here I thought that me and you were going to become good friends. Naruto gave him a blank stare. Now go away, you have disturbed my peace, said Naruto, as Kakashi just eye smiled and disappeared from the Hokage's monument. As Naruto was standing on the top of the first Hokage's head. Well, that was interesting, said Zetsu as he appeared beside Naruto. Naruto looked at Zetsu at the corner of his eye. You were here for all of that, he asked. Didn't you sense me? Zetsu asked. You know I cannot sense you. Really? Said Zetsu. Every time I appear, you look at the place that I'm going to show up. It always looks like you always sense me, Zetsu said. As Zetsu remembered that Madara was the only one who can sense him and speak to him telepathically because he was part of him. No, I cannot do that. However, I can feel you when a small part of your body materializes from the Earth's surface. Zetsu nodded. So, how are you holding up? Zetsu asked. Naruto held out his hand. So far, I am well. Nothing seems to be troubling me. But I need more power, something far stronger, something that can knock out anyone in one strike. Where are you going to find something like that? Asked Zetsu. Orochimaru's scrolls, said Naruto. I am sure that if you search, you can find something that will help us make a strong drug. Zetsu nodded. Have you found out everything that is wrong? No, I will have to do an analysis of my blood and a full body scan. Zetsu nodded. It was best if they knew what they were dealing with. I left your medicine in your room, Zetsu said. That is good, said Naruto. If that thing was still alive, I would make it suffer for all eternity. It is shameful to be surviving on and depending on a medicine. As right now, Naruto needs a medicine to even use his sharingan. Zetsu wished that Orochimaru was still alive, so Naruto could make him pay and suffer. Have you prepared everything for the Edo Tensei? Naruto asked. No, but the clones are gathering everything before tomorrow. Good, Naruto said. Everything is in motion right now. All the players are making their movements. As Naruto managed to smile. Later that day, the time has finally come for the date. Uchiha was quite excited about it, her first date in many years, as her job as an envoy, demanding for her to focus much time on it, as she never had time to just focus and care about herself. Well, to basically keep up with her personal life. At least now it was better, since things has cooled off a bit. There was not much trouble going on in the village right now, as right now she was the one who has to pick him up, as she was the one who set up the restaurant and everything, as she could not think of Naruto doing something like that. Meanwhile, Naruto was in his kitchen as he was wearing his usual black attire, as he was holding one of Orochimaru's scrolls with a cup of tea right beside him. He was interested to see some of the crazy experiments the snake had done, as he was also looking for something that could help him. Sasuke was sitting across from him with a book in hand, as the both of them has been sitting for an hour now and not said a word to each other, as Sasuke knew that Naruto would not be speaking for any time soon, as he seemed to have a few things on his head. As Sasuke didn't remember something. "Aren't you going out tonight?" Sasuke asked, breaking the silence in the room. Naruto looked up at Sasuke for a moment. "I am," he said, as he then went to read back the scroll. "You're going out like that? Is there a problem?" Naruto asked. No problem. I am just surprised that you will wear something like that. You have to wear something nice when going out on a date," Sasuke stated. Naruto merely shrugged. He was not going to change his clothes for a date. As he then asked Sasuke, "Did Tsunade give you the documents you needed?" "Yes, she did," Sasuke said, with a small smile. "She said she will also give me files of registered shinobis in the next 3 days, so I can choose who I want on the military police force." Naruto nodded. "So did you start making plans for the police force headquarters?" "No," said Sasuke. "You can't expect me to do everything in a single day." Before Naruto could reply, there was a knock at the door. "Ah, it looks like your date has arrived," Sasuke said with a smirk. "Now, don't stay late, and don't do anything I won't do," Sasuke said with another smirk. Sasuke frowned as Naruto did not react to him one bit. Naruto then did a small fire jutsu as he burned the scroll he was reading. It was not useful to him. He then stood up as he walked away from Sasuke and opened the door, as he then raised an eyebrow. Uchiha was wearing a blue jeans and a dark purple t-shirt, and they hugged their bodies so nicely, and she was also wearing black boots. As she waited for Naruto to say something, "Shall we?" That was all that came from his mouth. As she said, "Let's walk," as Naruto just went to her side and the both of them started to walk, as it was a long walk since the Uchiha compound was secluded from Konoha. You know, for once you can compliment someone on their looks. I mean, it is what normal people do, Uchiha stated, as the two made their way out of the compound. "You expect me to say such things?" Naruto said. "Well, yes," she said. "For what purpose?" Naruto questioned as he looked at the road ahead of them, as they were walking at a slow pace. "It is just pleasant to hear when someone tells you that you look wonderful," Uchiha said. "Then if I tell you that your clothes do not look good, what would you feel?" Naruto asked. "Not so good, I guess," she said, answering calmly. "Well, it kinda depends on who is saying it. If someone like you said I look good, I would be ecstatic. If you said I did not, I will be sad, because I know that you're always being honest." "Well, I don't think that any woman would be happy if Jiraiya told her that she was beautiful," said Naruto. "The reason was obvious," said Uchiha. "It is why no woman in her right mind would blush from Jiraiya's comment. He's a pervert, something he do not deny, and he was proud of it, and everyone know that." Naruto then spoke again. "Don't let a compliment change how you feel. You are who you are," he said. As she decided to take this as a compliment, as he's trying to say that she's beautiful how she is. Well, it's kind of sending a mixed signal, but she took it for the best. He then spoke again. "You're acting normal now," he said suddenly. "Huh?" she responded. "You seem confident and don't look uncomfortable beside me, seeing what the night has brought." Eugeo smiled. "I was comfortable with being close to you at first, and then it happened. Maybe I didn't know what to think of you. That must be the reason why I was so nervous," she said. "So, now you know what to think of me?" he asked. "Yes," she said nervously, as she was hoping he would ask what did she think of him, but Naruto did not say another word. From there, they continued to walk in comfortable silence, as Eugeo preferred it that way. She liked the silence, especially when it was with Naruto. It was comfortable and worried-free. As Eugeo led the way as they made it to the restaurant where she had made reservations. Makai, 4-star restaurant. 4 stars? She must have gone all the way to make the night be well, Naruto thought. But he wouldn't mind where he ate though. Even if it was under a tree or at the ramen bar, he wouldn't mind it though. "Name please," the man at the door said. "Uzuki Eugeo, table for 2, Eugeo said to the man. The man nodded, as he had on a name tag. His name was Haki. Haki looked at his clipboard as he looked for Eugeo's name. He smiled when he found it. "Follow me, madam, sir," he said. Eugeo and Naruto followed the man into the restaurant. It was rather big on the inside and fashionably decorated. The place had 3 floors as they went to the 3rd floor. The place was dimly lit and had a theme of red color. There were about 3 tables occupied, as everyone seemed to mind their business though. No one was giving them looks, unlike the 1st floor. Perhaps people in the 3rd floor was a lot more dignified. They sat down at their table and it wasn't long before their food was served. You know, most men would be thrilled of being out on a date, especially going out on a date with a beautiful, gorgeous woman like me, she said as she looked at Naruto. Naruto looked at Eugeo for a moment. She never addressed him as a teenager. She always addressed him as a man. Perhaps she see him as not a teen, but a man. "Well, I am not like most men," Naruto replied. "So how are things in the Anvu?" he asked. "Well, I was thinking of retiring." "Tired of your job already?" Naruto asked. "No, I just want to have more time for myself and do other things for myself. Being Anvu, I never get to do personal things," she said with a small smile. "Perhaps if I retire, I can spend some time with you," she said softly. Naruto just nodded, as she then said, "So who is that girl living in your house?" she asked, as she was honestly curious how the girl was related to Naruto. "Karin?" "She's family," Naruto said. Naruto saw Eugeo smile at that. She also seemed to lighten up a bit, as she said, "Oh," as she was happy that she was his family, that nothing was going on between the two. "Does it make you happy that Karin is family to me?" Naruto asked with a slight eyebrow raise. "Yes," Eugeo said as she didn't want to lie. "You thought that she was more than family to me, and that made you sad." "Interesting," Naruto said. Eugeo swallowed nervously and decided to change the topic. "I heard that you had fun in the council meeting today." "You heard?" he said. "Yeah, the Anvu that were guarding the meeting were talking about it at HQ. They said that it was quite a show," she said smiling, as she wished that she was there. Said Naruto, as he smiled slightly. It was amusing. Eugeo let loose of a small giggle. "So you do admit that you were messing with the elders for your amusement?" "Perhaps," he said. "Will you take me with you next time? I want to see the elders dance to your music," she said like she was begging. "I might," said Naruto. For the rest of the night, things went smoothly, as Eugeo was a bit sad that she didn't make Naruto laugh. but she did manage to get him to smile a few times. They spent about 3 hours at the restaurant talking, as she got a better understanding about how he viewed life. She must say it was unique, as Naruto then decided to call it a night. Those were not his words exactly. This was a pleasant experience, he said. And with that, Yujiro led Naruto to her house. She knew if she did not, he would have walked away to the Uchiha compound without even saying goodnight. Well, this is my place, Yujiro said as she stand at her door. All of a sudden, she started to become very nervous for some reason. Come here, said Naruto. Slowly, she stepped away from her door and stepped towards Naruto, who was standing calmly in the passage. Closer, he said. Closer? As she gulped. Closer, he said again, as she pressed her body on his. You are not annoying, and your presence is better than any woman that I have come across, Naruto said, looking her straight in the eye. As Naruto then placed his hand under her chin, she stood there without saying a word or moving. He then lowered his hand down to her chest and pushed her away. He then vanished, as he did not say goodnight or give her a last goodnight kiss or anything. But she smiled. Things have gone better than she expected, and she liked Naruto the way he was. As to her, she would take this as a success. The following day, Naruto was currently in Minato's house, as he was looking for things that would benefit him. He might not like Minato, but he would use his things if he found them useful. Karin was right beside him as they deactivated the security seals. He just needed to wipe his blood, as it would not let them enter without his blood. Karin was quiet as she did not say much as they entered the house. Karin only commented as she saw the thick dust and the spider webs everywhere inside of the house, as everything was in place though. Wow, no one has been around for a long time, Karin said as she looked around the house. It has been 17 years now since the house was used. I doubt that Jiraiya has stepped inside since Minato's death. And Sarutobi might have had better things to do, Naruto said with a shrug. They couldn't even take care of the house of their greatest hero? Karin questioned. She thought that Konoha would have taken care of the house of their former Hokage, even though the man was dead. Naruto didn't say anything as they just walked around the house as they went to the library. A spider dropped on Karin as she jumped, as Naruto turned around and gave her a blank stare. Are you scared of spiders? He asked. They are creepy and give me nightmares, Karin said as a shiver ran down her spine as she thought of many spiders crawling on her body. You was living with Orochimaru for many years now, and you have been doing all sorts of experiments with him. And you're scared of a little spider? He was a snake. A literally snake, for God's sake. And a harmless spider creep you out, said Naruto as he looked at Karin again, with his blank stare. Karin did not say anything as Naruto just turned around, looking through the library. What exactly are you looking for? She asked. Found it, said Naruto, as he opened a door and walked in, as Karin followed behind him. Wow, these are a lot of scrolls. I wonder if the owner read them all, Karin stated as she looked around the room, as the shelf hold many scrolls and books. Naruto nodded. I highly doubt that all of the scrolls were read, as he then walked towards the shelf. He browsed for a few minutes, as he then picked up a book. As he tossed the book at Karin, she caught it. Sealing Jutsus for Beginners. Karin read the cover. Go to the kitchen, clean it. There should be water available. After that, read the book, said Naruto. Karin nodded with a sigh, as she then walked away, carefully not to attract any more spiders. Naruto looked back at the shelf. he has a lot of work to do with the scrolls. He was also looking for specific scrolls. He walked towards a desk in the library and opened the drawers. There were a few notes, but nothing really interesting, as he found a 3-pronged kunai marked with a Harishin seal, as it was custom made. As he studied the kunai, it was a kunai used for the Flying Thunder God technique. This jutsu piqued his interest. It would be useful. He always had place to visit, and he wanted a teleportation jutsu, as he could not use Zetsu, unique abilities to travel through the ground. Even Obito could teleport anywhere he wanted to, without leaving anything behind. Naruto then went back as he picked out a few things he wanted, as it took him a very long time, as he was doing it in a slow pace so he wouldn't mix anything. After nearly 4 hours, Naruto found some useful notes, the formula and notes for the Flying Thunder God, and some notes about the Rasengan. As Naruto looked about the Rasengan, it was incompleted, as he smiled, knowing that he could add his nature to the Rasengan. As the Rasengan was incomplete, it was just pure chakra. Minato wanted to add an affinity, but he never got the chance to do it. A small smile came on Naruto's face as he thought about the possibilities, as he walked out of the house and went outside. As he took the back door, he then summoned 200 shadow clones, as he was ready to try it out. But guys, I'm going to be ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. Remember, share to all of your friends on your social media platform. But for now, I'm out. Peace.